Hey man, what's going on? It's Cool Water from Barroom Chats. Here to bring you another episode or podcast topic and conversation that you can gain some information or insight from. Still working on getting, things a little bit more professional, but as time goes on, I'm sure that'll fall in line as well with what needs to be done. Tonight's topic, I wanted to talk about the new season of Shark Tank, which came on. They ran it for about an hour, and brand new look, brand new scenery, setting, environment, if you will. Brand new entrepreneurs trying to rise and come up in the game. In which case Kevin O'Leary wasn't on this particular opening episode, but they did bring in Richard Branson. Excuse me, Sir Richard Branson is what they call him. From I don't want to say he's from England or London, Wales, one of those spots, but he is the creator and owner of Virgin Records, which spawned off with all these other entities: Virgin Mobile, Virgin Airlines, the list goes on. And one of the, I guess you could say, more of the risk-taking, daring type of entrepreneurs. So what has me wanting to, talk to you on this podcast was the fact that I'm noticing a couple things with Shark Tank. Now, it could just be me, but as my boy Dick Gregory said, I got the special glasses on. So I see things a little bit differently than somebody else who may just be watching TV for the pure entertainment, because I've been honing my mind, grooming my mind, studying and researching and looking stuff and analyzing stuff in different light. So I'm picking up on things differently. So we had the usual suspects on there: Mark Cuban, Richard Branson, the young white girl with QVC, and Kevin. Man, my mind going blank on everybody all of a sudden, man. Fubu boy, Kevin Johnson, and that ain't even his name. Man, I apologize. I'm so lost. But the creator and owner of Fubu, who they went through a series of people, and this little Asian girl gets in. She's from Korea, matter of fact. She was from Korea, still part of the Asian country. Very astute. Let me correct my language. She was very astute. Had a degree in economics and business and something else. Worked at I think as a investment banker at one point. Worked at a bank or something to that degree. Had a couple of gigs. Eventually quit and created an opportunity for herself with an motivational speaking, self-development, stress relieving platform. But I don't think it was an app. It wasn't an app. It was a platform for various entrepreneurs that would, business executives and other individuals that were successful, lending their voice to the audio platform. And, she charges a premium, blah, 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 and had raised several dollars. I think something like $2 million. She raised her initial investment. She had that in the back pocket. She had a few other things, man. So what I found to be, interesting is, they went through the spiel, and then, Mark Cuban gets to a point where he tears into what her offer was, because it wasn't a lot of money or a high percentage. I think she was offering like 5% or something like that for 600,000. And their thing was, well, why are you here if you don't need any money? And she's like, well, the value that you all bring. So they like, well, if you value us, then you're going to pay us. You're going to make our time worthy of coming to do business with you. So she was like, we also, looking at celebrities and other individuals to really bring a valuable content to the marketplace and give the people what they need to be able to help improve their quality of life. Now, I've said this before, and as I've done research over the years, I'm going to say it again. And it may be somebody out there that's of European descent, Caucasian. You can take it how you like it. I don't really care. It is what it is. White folk do business different than people of color, whether they're Asian, whether they're African, whether they're Indian, Pacific Islander. Different concept. Coming with a capitalistic, monolithic type of business style. Monopolizing is the word I wanted to look for. Monopolizing, competitive type of mindset. This is how a lot of white folks do business. I'm not going to put all in the same category, but they do business with themselves. Even though they compete with themselves, they will get together and join forces to do business to annihilate the competition or be better than the competition or to stay viable in the marketplace. Now, the little girl who had all the attributes that you could possibly want and had done everything that most of these entrepreneurs that come through the tank should be able to do, because they got some of the same credentials, she had it. Mark Cuban called her a gold digger. He said she was a gold digger as a result of her coming in, having capital, having investors, but needing or in wanting to do business with the shark to add value and brand recognition in the marketplace, and to be able to scale the business way beyond what her initial price point probably was. He tore into the girl. She like, what's going on? Because she not coming in with a mindset of, I'm in competition. I'm trying to get you. She coming in doing what Asians do, which is cooperative group economics, because culturally, that's how they do business. That's why everybody trying to lick China ass, because China has a different take on the business foyer, the business model, because they add culture and ethnicity to what they do. The same thing that Africans and African Americans should do, but don't necessarily do. Now, Africans in Africa particularly do it from a cultural standpoint. Nigerians and the Kenyans and the Liberians and Zimbabweans and Israel. Excuse me. Trying to think of another name. Some other ones that might be Ethiopians. They may do, and they do in that country, more of a collective group, ethnic, social, economic business. They practice that type of business model, if I'm making sense. Europeans be warring with each other. You see what Trump doing. He warring. He all over the place. Mark Cuban got a warlike mentality. He said, and I've read, business is war. Kevin O'Leary, business is war. These dudes looking at it from that standpoint. Now, here this girl is, don't know why, this dude talking slick, why he talking wild. She's done the necessary leg work. She has made a considerable amount of money, and she has money in the bank and in cash flow. She doing it the right way, because this is the shit that they preach. But then Kevin, FUBU boy, Damon Johnson, he tears into her. This platform is for people who really need and really trying, and they to put their house up. Hold on, man. You know what I'm saying? Why do you want her to be out here destitute and begging and pleading just to get your money so you can feel like you're doing her a favor? Because at the end of the day, she's doing what's necessary in order for her to be able to succeed, and has done more than enough in order for her to be able to rise and be a valuable entrepreneur in the marketplace. She ain't got to suffer. She got the knowledge. Most of these folks out here that's suffering don't have the knowledge. They don't have the wisdom. They ain't got economics degree. They ain't got an MBA. They ain't got work experiences from certain companies that leads you not to make some stupid decisions, which is what she got. She come from a different culture. Her culture don't get down. But see, when you get on the Shark Tank, if you ain't all the way Caucasian at times, because don't get me wrong, it's not like, that Caucasians that come on and don't get their ass tore into. But if you ain't falling in the line that the show is really geared towards, which I'm starting to notice is geared towards a small percentage of Asians, a small percentage of what Asians would be consistent of Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Cambodians, blah, 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 blah. Very small percentage of Hispanics. Like I'm talking about 0.012345. Almost zero African Americans. We're talking about for every 100 entrepreneurs that come through there, you might see 3 African Americans during the season, maybe 4. The rest is Caucasian. The panel that's sitting up there, they brought one dude in two years, a year and a half ago that was a black entrepreneur, but he was off in that space, entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Damon, he was off in that space because Damon made his money in the entertainment, selling clothes. This is what we do. We sell clothes. We rap. We sing. We dance. When you start talking about real business people, somebody like BET owner Bob Johnson, that's a different kind of guy. I don't know if I want that guy on the show. So they ain't bringing them in. They ain't bringing Russell Simmons in, who actually is a businessman for real. He just happened to do it off in a record company, record business. So, the girl got upset. She got emotional because she like, man, I'm making an impact. I'm getting thousands of letters about how I'm improving people's lives because she about the quality. She's about the moral aptitude of making a difference. These cats ain't about that. They do what they do. They'll donate to charity. They'll come sit down and talk to you and give you the hoopla. But they global impact, or they impact domestically here in the U.S. ain't really probably nothing to shake no stick at. I mean, they do what they do, But Mark Cuban is an asshole. He told into the girl, you a gold digger. Well, I ain't really trying to say that this and that. She like, did you just call me a gold digger? She, yeah, that's what I said. Okay, number one, dude is overly aggressive and overly assertive. So now, she didn't get no deal out of none of them folks. They threw her under the bus. They was impressed with her story. Parents came over, worked hard. Daddy went. Mama worked at some restaurant or something. Daddy went to school, got him a serious degree. They went back to the country to help their folks. She came back, started working. went to Stanford, Harvard, wherever she went to, not, I don't think she went to Harvard, but she went to Stanford, I believe, and came out, got some serious degrees, some serious education, because that's what they own. Started a company. The first one was a tech company or something. Sold that. This is how cold she is. She sold that, started something else, which is what she was doing now, and all of a sudden it's a problem. Because you don't need my money. Why are you here? Well, I'm here to do business with you because that's what you all do. You're doing business, but what you want to do is take control, overrun and take control of the enterprise, and then have me lick your ass in the process. Well, she wasn't finna do that. She knew the numbers. She know how to speak the language. Okay, 5% ain't enough for us. You playing with us. You really don't need us. Why are you here? You just trying to get exposure. Girl wasn't in there for no exposure. She coming culturally from a standpoint of, hey, can we do business together and make money together? Because I have a value that I can provide. You have value based off your brand recognition and your celebrity status. And together we can make some money. They've done deals with cats that came in and asked for 5%. They've done deals with cats that came in and asked for 10%. But they didn't want to do the deal with her. Now, swing over to the young African-American brother that came in. He had an African-American on there tonight. He came in. He was a app developer. His app supposed to help you navigate through the airport. Newly started, just getting off the ground, graduated from college with a degree. Played ball, I guess, at the college, you know what I'm saying? Went back home so he could focus totally on getting that up. Same shit that a Mark Zuckerberg or the dude or anybody with an Instagram, same style. Same style. Okay, Mark tears into his ass. The other guys are saying, well, man, why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done that? You really don't have enough users. You really don't have this. You really don't have that. This is that, and this is not really going, explode, blase. So now, my problem with the young dude was he was doing too much begging. Number two, his ego got in the way because he didn't want to hear no. So then he starts, as they telling him no, and he leaves. He comes back and, hold on, man, I was doing this and I was doing that and I was putting in the work, blah, 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 blah. And they like, so? We was doing that. I spent 30 hours. He was talking all the time. He was cold and shit after he got through the basketball game. Mark Cuban, like, I coded for 30 hours one time. You dealing with the ego. These folks don't give a damn about your longevity and how many hours you put in. They could care less. You ain't got no numbers. But again, here's my problem with this. There was a young black guy about a year ago who developed an app for college education to get scholarships. He had 90,000 downloads in like 24 hours. I mean, he was rolling. They was impressed. Right? Kevin O'Leary, Mark Cuban. They sizing him up. Lori, who ain't seeing the big picture, because this is a game, offers him the deal, does the deal with him. After he walks out, they get in her ass. They go off. How could you do this? How could you do that? How could you do that? Because at that very moment that she offered him an opportunity, he was moving closer to becoming part of the Billionaire Boys Club. You get an app going, you sell it, and it's valuable. They can't sell it to you. They can't take it off your hands for nothing less than a bill. $1 billion or more. $2, $3, $4 billion. The same thing that they doing with all these other guys. She empowered the African-American young brother who actually built that app to help people find scholarships. She empowered him. The two pit bulls on the stand didn't want that to happen. So we talking about in between the lines. Now, here we come again. Young black dude intelligent. He creates an app, see, for the airport. The airport app has more validity than college scholarships because there's more people in the airport trying to get to and fro every day than it is for these folks young cats trying to find scholarship. You flying more than you going to college. But what did they do? They ran him through the mud. They told him he didn't have the numbers. They did this, they did that. Okay, the hidden innuendo is, nigga, we not finna allow you the real opportunity to blossom and really make no major moves because that puts you in the position of power and we can't have that. That's why we up here because we the gatekeepers. We filtering. We the gatekeepers. So, yeah, I'm going to hit you with this hardcore lesson. I'm going to hurt your feelings because that's what Mark Cuban was doing. But in the real reality, in the real scheme of things, because wasn't nobody up there, Damon John wasn't even up there. Damon might have fooled with him just on the fact that he was a young black dude trying to blossom. But Damon wasn't up there that day. Earlier on the second episode, they had some East Indian boy who's multi-millionaire, and he ain't had no love for him, but they wasn't finna let him blossom. Mainly on the mere fact that we can't allow you Negroes to gain no power. Do you understand what I'm saying? So here's a brother a year earlier with an app, slipped through the crack by accident because Lori forgot the code. They got in their ass. I ain't never heard nothing about this dude in his app. Since then, Kevin O'Leary messed around and got with a chick from New Orleans who was sleeping in the car. They had some gumbo type style food that was supposed to get to the market. Ain't never heard much from her since then. That's been about 2 years ago. Ain't heard shit from her. Kid Damon Johns get with the dude who got the meat packer who can pull the rib, the bones out the rib. He the only dude you seen really blossoming who came through the circle. But he was an ex-football player that played professional football, and he was doing business with Damon. So, it's kind of all right. We'll let you fool with them. That's your people. Y'all go ahead and handle that. But anybody coming through the cage that might not necessarily resonate and look similar in fashion to what you doing, we ain't fooling with that. I.e., the Asian girl come through there. She don't need much from y'all. She just needs y'all to get on board. And then we could take this thing to the next level because I'm already making money. I got $2 million in the bank. I'm over here balling. I'm blossoming, and I'm trying to get with you because I want to do business with you. But you telling me I'm a gold digger because I'm not in here begging, because I'm not giving you the bulk, the lion's share of the company. And this is what I'm noticing, man, with Shark Tank. I'm noticing this with these dudes and Lori now, who's been groomed and understands her position. Your role is there's only a certain kind of people you're going to let through. And it's only a small handful. I've seen very few. There's a brother that came through. He had the gym shoe. He got with Mark Cuban. Ain't heard nothing about him yet. They ain't did no update on him. There was a brother that got with Mark Cuban that had a some type of noodle cooker that you could put in the microwave to cook ramen noodles. I seen it in Walmart. Then I seen it and they pulled it. I ain't never seen it again. That was almost 3 years ago. Three and a half. I ain't seen it again. I ain't never heard nothing about it. Mark ran him through the ringer, tried to hit him in the head with a bunch of numbers. Dude knew the numbers. He stood his ground. Boom. It was a wrap. Mark gave him the deal. But a lot of times what they do is they do like they do the record business. They'll give you a deal and then they'll shelf you. So you be waiting for something to happen, but them cats be giving you the runaround because they busy. So, they going to hit you with their assistant and, going to get with such and such a second tier top dog manager. And they sitting and they strategize and y'all be strategizing for a year, product development for a year, this, that, and the third for a year. And then at some point you get tired of dealing with it. And then they just spaz out and they say, well, man, I don't think this is going to be a good fit. And they may turn you loose. Now I'm speculating because I don't know, but I'm saying this is what I would think. It's the same BS that go on with the record business. When you sign a record contract, if you ain't that dude that they really aiming for, you're going to be sitting on the shelf. You're going to be on the shelf And that's all you gonna be. And then it's after a couple of years of you not getting no shine, no production work, and ain't nothing happening, well, they'll go ahead and release you and you just be out here in the cold. They be done wasted 2 years of your time, though. But so I noticed that these two people with brown skin, per se, didn't necessarily resonate well with the viewing audience that sat on that panel. The people that were actually running the show, the sharks that was up there, Lori, Mark Cuban, Barbara, the other guy from man, where's he from? He always crying all the time though. But you know what I'm talking about. They didn't resonate. Now, it looked good on TV. They simplistic. They give you all the reasons on why, I'm not taking a deal, and they seem so wholeheartedly. But, it's a code amongst them guys on that show, and everybody know the code but you. So I'm not seeing anybody per se, man, come through the cracks that got copper colored skin that's rising to $100 million status. Where they in and they working. Damon, he got to pick up what he can get. He get the scrub. And then he did a deal with the dude, Italian boy who had the cups, the liquor cups, the red cups you get out the Walmarts, the little plastic cups that we drink out of when we do beer and, they want to take shots. And dude ego was so big, he couldn't get through his head to submit to Damon John's agenda because he felt like he could do it better. But it wasn't that. The reality was I can't see me taking orders from no nigga. It had nothing to do with Damon. Damon had the connects. He had the resources. He had the power and the money. But I can't see me submitting to no nigga, man. So, he bucking. After a while, Damon was like, man, this just ain't gonna be a good fit, man. We can go ahead, we can just, we can annul the contract and you can go about your business and good luck. Because it's not like you trying to really win with me. You want to win with somebody else. Now, if it would have been a Mark Cuban, if it would have been Kevin O'Leary, if it would have been somebody else, Barbara, Lori, dude might have been a little bit more resilient. He might have been a little bit more, okay, cool, I'm working with somebody, they really understand me. But the thought of dealing with somebody, man, who was brown skinned, who had the money and the power, that shit wasn't sitting well with that Italian. And I'm telling you because I'm sitting there and I done seen it. I done seen the ego. I just put a post on Facebook about African Americans and the wealth in the country being only 23% of the wealth left when you got 77% of the elite controlling the wealth. White folk coming up, a couple white people I know I'm cool with. We didn't have conversation. One white girl getting offended. That's some bullshit. That ain't true. All you got to do is work hard. All you got to do is put your time. Man, look, if everybody could just put their work, we've been working hard. Black folk been working hard since we've been in the country, came off the boat or whatever you want to call it. You still ain't seeing the level of success that you want to see. You see, because it's deeper than that. So if Sam Walton's family got $144 billion of the U.S. wealth, that's a very large number, and it brings about a huge problem because there's a small percentage of the wealth that everybody fighting for. So Bill Gates, Sam Walton, the Google boys, all your tech boys, Mark Zuckerberg, all the billionaires across the country, man, with all this money combined, and it only leaves you with 23% of the wealth, well, it's something going on there. And then they're saying all you gotta do is work hard, just dream big. Well, yeah, that sounds good, but that ain't necessarily, how it's gonna end up in the long run if you're trying to get to the multi-million-dollar status. It's gotta be other couple things in place. So everybody fighting for this little bit of wealth, which is 23%. And then you got to remember African Americans ain't but like 12 or 30% of the population. So we really only fighting for 2% of the wealth. And musical chairs is kicking in. Every time one jump in, somebody lose a seat. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, I just wanted to riff off of this. I thought it was real silly for Mark Cuban to jump on the Asian girl like that and real, get real slick at the mouth based off the fact that she's coming, trying to really do business. She had all the necessary things that they need in order for her to do business with a shark and the shark make money and be valuable in the marketplace. But they slapped her. And then you slip over to the young black tech guy who wants to go in and he just needs the support because he had the product that could have been tweaked, but it wasn't up to par according to Mark and his technical understanding of things. It wasn't, a space that probably Lori would delve into. What's his name? The other guy that's into the tech field. He just, it was this, it was that. You didn't really have the numbers, man. Right now you ain't really got this, you ain't really got that. But it could be the same dude, a different dude walk in with the same product, man, that had a similar look that they liked, and that motherfucker would have got a deal. It wouldn't have been no pressure. Wouldn't have been no conversation involved. They would have been like, oh man, but he would have sold them on the idea because the idea is what you need to get in the door. Navigating the airport, especially in a place like Atlanta, who don't want that? Who don't want it? You feel me? It's not, but so he didn't got exposure. Hopefully his downloads will pick up now. Because everybody's seen, but it tore him up so bad, he went out to his mama, start crying. You feel me? But again, you begging somebody, man, who got a warmongering type spirit when it comes to business. Warmongering type spirit when it comes to dealing with folks, in any realm of capitalism. So at the end of the day, dude, if it wasn't the fact, if your shit was together, then they was gonna want 50% of the company. They was gonna want 45. They gonna want more than what they need to have because they ain't finna let you, being that you African American young male on the verge of being a billionaire, they're not finna let you get that type of status because now it's competition. Because now you got power. Now you can make some moves. So they got to gobble you up. They got to gobble you up. They got to put you in your place. They got to make sure you're going to be, one of the good old boys that they can count on so that you don't get out here, man, and try to make nothing happen. You feel me? So, like I say, man, I'm going to keep my eyes open. The show is definitely educational because, I've learned a lot, what I'm saying? Which is very good. But at the end of the day, it's two, it's two sides of the story going on. It's like Dick Gregory say, you got the special glasses. You can see stuff that ain't nobody else see. It's what everybody else on top looking at, which is just the basic. It's just the basic deal. But then there's some of us, man, that can see between the lines. We can see, really what's going on. We can understand, regardless of what all the extra is. At the end of the day, they're not finna let you get no real power and no play. Period. Point blank. I'm out, man. It's Cool Water, man. Check me out. It is Hip Hop Dead. Look for the lecture, Who Killed the Black Entrepreneur. Also look out for the upcoming website that we getting rebuilt, thedigitaldopeman.com. Y'all stay up. Peace and stay blessed. Holla.